why Asian women love white men. I can't tell you how many times I have been asked this question, and to be honest, I'm tired of all the racism directed toward Asian women. There should be a new civil rights movement to make it illegal to criticize Asian women for preferring white men. The toxic level of racism and sexism directed toward me is just disgusting, and sometimes it has even made me question myself whether my love for my white prince was not out of pure love. Seriously, people need to stop criticizing consenting adults for falling in love. If you criticize Asian women and white men for loving each other, you are a racist and a bigot and a nazi-sympathizer. To put the question to death, I have listed a few reasons why Asian women prefer white men. 1. White men are respectful toward women. Compared to Asian men, white men are like gods because they know that women are not property, and they respect Asian women for expressing their sexuality, which is nearly impossible for Asian men to do. Asian men at the bottoms of their hearts are so insecure that they think they still have the right to lock Asian women in cages or be kept in chains. News flash, Asian women are free to do whatever they want. Now, stop trying to control our lives. 2. White men are usually good in bed. I can't tell you how amazing white men are in bed. Even the most average white men are so much superior in bed than the best Asian men. White men also tend to have bigger penises, so even a below average white guy is still bigger than an above average Asian guy. Plus, a white man also knows how to use it well, unlike those awkward Asian losers. 3. White men are taller and tend to be sexier. To me, white men are just so sexy, and even just thinking about white men makes me horny. White men on average are taller, more handsome, and more muscular, unlike all the little Asian guys who look like prepubescent girls. It seems white men in general all tend to be so good-looking and so masculine. Even the plain-looking white guys are so much hotter than the hottest Asian guys. As for those who say that Asian women are being dominated and sexually exploited by white men, all I have to tell you is, go to hell. I choose to date white men out of my own free will. In fact, I consider myself a feminist. Like a lot of my Asian sisters, we love white men because we think white men are the most feminist, most gentle, and most deserving men to be with. So, the next reason is 4. Feminism. The best way to express my sexual liberation is to date white guys. Many Chinese girls I know think the same way I do. We see white men as our sexual liberators who freed us from Asian tyranny. Some say white men sexually conquered Asian women. But the opposite is also true, that Asian women sexually conquered white men. Though white men are strong, Asian women seduced white men to bed. So, who are the conquerors in this case? However, that is beside the point. The main point is that too many people in the West take their freedom for granted, so they don't know how much Asian guys still enjoy enslaving women against their wills. Every Asian woman married to an Asian man is selling herself into slavery. A man who does not live in a democracy does not know how to be a real man, and does not know how to respect women. Even the best countries in Asia today are still undemocratic dictatorships. So, for Asian women, the only way to seek freedom is to sleep with white men. And though some say white men conquered Asia, but Asian women conquered white men in bed. White men conquered Asia, but white men also brought freedom to Asia. Asian women are empowered through white men's conquest. Asian women who sleep with white men, therefore, are feminists. 5. Because most of us came to America with the sole purpose of dating white guys. Why would I want to date an Asian guy in America when, if I want to date an Asian guy, I will go back to Asia? I come to America to meet Americans, not some freakish little Asian guys. Asian guys are just so weird to me. If I date an Asian guy in America, that would be so weird. Literally all my Asian girlfriends are dating white guys. I'm not talking about just Chinese girls. Japanese girls and Korean girls love white guys, even more so than Chinese girls. I used to know quite a few Japanese girls in college, and they were even more vocal about only dating white guys. 6. Last of all, because race doesn't matter anymore. Everybody in America knows race doesn't exist anymore. This is the 21st century now. People are free to love whomever they want, and if Asian women love white men, all the power to them. Stop trying to criticize people for loving each other. If you are not okay with Asian women dating white men, you are a Nazi-sympathizer. And why does everybody have such a problem with Asian girls doing porn? I rather think it's progressive, and it's the sexual liberation of Asian women. Asian women are so traumatized by Asian misogynists who think that women should be forbidden from having sex. But now we are free, and we will do whatever we want, and we will express our sexuality through porn. What's wrong with that? I think more Asian women should do porn just to piss off those misogynistic Asian guys who still want to control our lives. So I am really, really glad that there are more and more Asian women doing porn in America nowadays. It just shows that Asian women are finally throwing off the yoke of sexual repression that Asian patriarchy has enslaved us with for thousands of years. And doing porn shows all those rice-dick Asian losers that we Asian women are no longer your slaves. We are free to do whatever we want, and there is nothing you can do. So fuck off, rice-dicks. And for those of you who still think out of your own prejudiced little world that porn is degrading and objectifying women, just take a look at Alina Lee and Marika Hase to see how porn is not only progressive, empowering, it is also bridging cultures and making peace. Alina Lee is Chinese, and Marika Hase is Japanese, and though the world tells them that they should hate each other, instead, in porn, they make love to each other, and they share gorgeous white cocks in one another's most intimate private parts, in her Chinese anus or her Japanese pussy. And through porn and their mutual love of the great white cock, a Chinese woman and a Japanese woman have made peace with each other. Because there is only love in porn, and hate, finger-wagging, no. Jesus once said, "Blessed are the peacemakers." So do I say, blessed are the great white cocks, for they have brought peace among Asian girls. So, if anything, we must encourage more Asian girls to do porn, to make love, not war, to make peace, and to suck and worship those great white cocks together. It doesn't matter if you are Chinese or Japanese or Korean or Thai or Taiwanese. All Asian girls are equal before the great white cocks. And I predict all wars among Asians will be completely eliminated if we make it mandatory that all Asian girls must worship the great white cocks and must only suck and fuck white cocks. And we also make it mandatory that all Asian girls' sex sessions be videotaped and made publicly available free of charge. I guarantee you, once this is done, there will be no more war in the world. So, for this great mission of a world without war, this new religion must spread across all of Asia, and this need to become the new evangelical duty of every white man on earth. May the kingdom of the great white cocks come. Amen.